Thank you so much for joining us on Coffee With. I'm Robin Lee, your host, and we are at Cafe Paradiso. Things look a little bit different in here if you haven't been in here in a while. And we want to thank Chris and Kayla Tanksley for allowing us to come in and film Coffee With at a coffee shop. And they gave us a cookie. I got you a cookie.
Oh, good.
My husband's running the camera today. So I'm interviewing Christie Beasley today, and you are the new director of the Vicksburg Chamber Choir.
Yes.
You wear several other hats, but
Yes.
we're here today to talk about, people are going to recognize you from St. Al. But we're going to talk today about the Vicksburg Chamber Choir, because
Yes.
we kind of have a new face, and you've got some exciting new ideas. So tell us a little bit about Chamber Choir 2.0 or whatever it is.
Chamber Choir 2.0. I don't know about that. The Chamber Choir has such a rich history here in Vicksburg, and I just hope to continue and to grow that even more. So I'm really pushing for membership right now, and then, trying to reach a variety of listeners. I really think Vicksburg, Mississippi itself has such a rich music history that a choir can just add to that. And
Yeah.
so I am planning, especially for this spring season, to pull from multiple genres for our spring concert. We're going to have some traditional choral music. We're going to have some Broadway. We're going to have some oldies but goodies, some pop stuff. I've even been toying around the idea of an Encanto song, just because that's real big right now, and that will appeal to multiple age groups, because Encanto, We Don't Talk About Bruno, I think, was #1 on all the charts here recently.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just a real popular thing, and just trying to expand some variety to reach multiple demographics here in our town.
Well, and I think a choir like this is so important for the arts and music development in our community, because we want to have a lot of different things for our citizens. And whether you sing or you listen, it's good
Right.
for everyone.
Yes.
And I love your ideas where it's not just sacred music, and it's not just about a church, which is kind of, certainly the chamber choir has done more than sacred music in the past.
Yes.
But it's been heavily sacred, and it's beautiful, and we all love it. But I like it that you're kind of thinking outside that box.
And we will continue to do sacred music. Sacred music is where music itself got its roots. We started off in the church, and so we're going to continue that and continue to honor that tradition, because that's why we are making the music, is for the glory of the Lord, obviously. But we do want to, have some variety, and again, I want to appeal to some of our younger generation. I'm really pushing to get some high schoolers, maybe college age. We have this population that I don't think we've really tapped into in the community choir. And I have some of those connections with teaching at St. Aloysius, and then just knowing people in the community. And so I'm hoping to bring in some of our younger generation. And I hope that does not offend any of our older generation. That's not pushing anybody out by any means. But I think that this is a great way for us to come together, and what better medium to use than singing.
Oh, I think it's exciting to have a spread of
Yes.
ages. I think it's to me, it energizes people my age.
Yes.
And then for the younger people, maybe it gives them some depth of experience and history and all of that. So I think that's a marvelous idea. How are we doing on time? 4 minutes. Okay. Why don't we do this? I know one of the things that you and the Chamber Choir Board are focusing on is to get the word out.
Yes.
If you think you might possibly want to come and sing in the chamber choir, what does that involve? So why don't we wrap up this session,
Okay.
and we'll start another one,
Yeah.
and we'll do part 2.
Okay.
But before we do that, we have just a few seconds. Tell us a little bit about, you're the choral director at St. Al, but what your background is and why you were interested in taking on this position, because I think you have a pretty busy life already.
I do have a busy life already. I'm married and have 2 wonderful little boys, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and they keep me on my toes, and they're amazing. But as far as background goes, I grew up singing. I'm born and raised here in Vicksburg, and grew up singing. I just loved it. And when I was a senior in high school, I said I want to be a high school choral director, and that's what I wanted to do. So I went to college, Mississippi State, and got my degree, and that's what I became. I started off in elementary, and then eventually moved on up to high school as opportunities became available. I then got my master's degree at Jackson State University in choral music education, and I've taught in several communities in Mississippi, but here in Vicksburg, I taught at Warrenton for a few years, and then I taught at Vicksburg High School, and now I'm at St. Aloysius. And through all of that, for one semester, I did get to sing with the chamber choir, which was so much fun, and so that really opened my eyes to this kind of diamond in the rough that's in our community that we need to have more of. Yeah. So that's why I really was, when the opportunity came, I was very excited to be chosen as the director.
Well, I know they're delighted to have you, and we're very excited to see what you're going to do and what direction you're going to take this choir. So we will end this here, and we'll go into part 2, and y'all be sure and stay tuned for the next episode of Coffee with Christie Beasley.